Named in the top 150 content marketing influencers you need to follow by Atomic Reach, Tanya Smith stays on top of the ever-changing digital landscape to keep her audience current. She delivers a weekly live stream on Facebook and YouTube teaching time-saving strategies for using more on-camera video. You're going to get to meet Tanya Smith right after this quick intro.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, dolls. Hello, gents. Thank you so much for stopping by the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the World Wide Web. Thank you for all those that are coming on in from all of our streaming platforms. Listen, we know the streaming platforms are notifying you and letting you know that we're live, hot on the air. Welcome to all those that are coming in from Facebook. Hello for those that are listening from YouTube. Hey there, Periscope. We see you. Thank you so much for popping in. Listen, we have guests coming on in already. Hey, Pat, True Serenity Teas. Thank you for stopping by. Listen, my mother, my blood, my real mom. Hey, Mom. Thanks for stopping by. And for all those that are checking this out and will check this out in our podcast version, iTunes and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and all of that, maybe even an Alexa device, we're so excited to have you. Listen, this segment is brought to you by the 5th Annual Pop-Up Conference for Female Entrepreneurs, my signature event being hosted live, like real for real in person here in Richmond, Virginia, November 5th, 6th, and 7th. November 5th is for our VIPs, and that's sold out, but we have space for you, and we're going to be socially distanced. November 6th and 7th, you can join us for the 5th Annual Pop-Up Conference. Jump over to heygirlhey.biz, heygirlhey.biz, or if you're hanging out at sharvette.com, there's a link right there for you. Let me shout out a few of our viewers and listeners that are coming on in. Hello, Dominique. Thank you for stopping by. Hello, Gwen. Thanks for stopping by. So let me introduce our guest today. I'm so excited because you guys know that I love video just by evidence by the show and how we deliver the show. And so I have an expert with us today. So let me tell you a little bit more about my guest who's hanging out in the virtual green room. She might be enjoying some virtual snacks. Who knows? Yes. For more than 10 years, Tanya Smith has been a noteworthy leader in content marketing. You guys know I talk about content marketing. Often described as a walking Google, Tanya's experience and perspectives have been featured in various radio, various video, various print, and many other well-known publications. And now she can add the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Tanya has been a guest speaker for national organizations and events, delivering a worldwide simulcast for the Army and Air Force Exchange Service, training for the University of Texas at Dallas Executive Coaching Forum, and companies like Alliance Data Systems and Rocks Digital, the largest regional social media conference of its kind. And let me tell you, Tanya is the expert in getting noticed with video. And so without further ado, welcome to all those that are coming on in and popping on in. Welcome to the stage, Tanya Smith. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. I love it. And we have some hey, girl, hey. Yes, some hey, girl, hey comments coming on in. And so let's jump in. And I'd love to hear how you got into this space, really this content marketing space.
So content marketing for me was really kind of the way that my business was birthed. Like when I first started out, I had no clue of what I was going to do because I was working a full-time job. And I had started doing some type of just direct sales business. Even though I was not a salesman, I was the person that would like run. I'd drop my car. I'd stop my car at the corner, run, drop the flyer off on your porch, and then run back to the car so I wouldn't have to talk to you.
Oh, my goodness.
That was me. And when I figured out that I could use my ability and experience with computers to be able to reach people without having to be physically in front of them, being the introvert that I am, that really is what launched everything for me, because content over the internet was my key to connecting with people, and still being an introvert, my key to connecting with people and being able to be successful in business. So I love content, and I love the internet. And when you mentioned the walking Google thing, I love all kinds of technology and digital tools. So that's really what I think it was like the launch pad for me to say, hey, I can do this. And I don't necessarily have to worry about being afraid or being beyond my personality.
I love that you mentioned that, because so many people feel like, well, to be on video or to be live like we are right now, you have to, be this complete extrovert and this, and I'm so glad that you shared that, you were like throwing the Avon or throwing the whatever on the on the porch and running away.
It was crazy. And, honestly, with video, the reason why I got into the video content space is because I recognized that there was a need to feed the beast. I talk about this all the time. A lot of the social media platforms, especially over the past few years, you're dead in the water if you're just putting content out. So I realized at some point that I needed to be able to stand out. And I knew that I kept reading and hearing and seeing that the social media platforms were saying, do more video, do live video. So I said, let me feed the beast. Let me give them what they want so they can give me what I want. And the more I did video, the more my platform grew, and it just took off from there.
It took off from there. And so I have to give you a shout out, and you don't even know that I'm going to be giving you this shout out, but literally everyone that's listening, hey, welcome to all those that are coming in from all across the world wide web. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, the host of the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, here with Tanya Smith. Really get noticed with video, anything related to video marketing. So I am using the platform that you see today, that we are multi-streaming in 5 different places because of you.
Oh,
because of you. So way back when I got into OBS, and so those of you, welcome to those that are listening from my Facebook group. I like video. I don't mind it at all. And so when I heard about OBS, I went and learned and took a training on that. And it's very technical. So for those of you that are watching, it's just a software that you can use to do stuff like this, but it's very technical. And one day, I happened to be just come across Getting Noticed with Video Facebook page, and you were doing a video comparing OBS to some new software, and I learned about StreamYard from you. So thank you, and I used your affiliate code. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta give shout outs. Hey, Charnel, thank you for saying hello and popping in. So talk a little bit about how they can find, because I know some people are like, ooh, that sounds juicy. And you come on, tell us when you come on live and all of that, and where they can watch it.
So right now, actually after this show at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern is when I go live on Tuesdays. And I typically tend to go live on my Facebook page at Get Noticed with Video, but I'm also live over on YouTube at Tanya Smith. So both of those places are my primary. My third and my most favorite space is my Facebook group. My community, Get Noticed with Video VIPs, amazing men and women who are just embracing the art of using video without becoming a professional videographer. Because for me, and the reason that you heard me talking about StreamYard is exactly what you said. I knew that OBS and vMix and some of the other more complex tools were going to make people fearful of using video and being on camera. And I needed to find a way to streamline that, to make it simple so that they realize, look, if I can do it, you can do this too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so let's talk a little bit about the fear, because there are those that may be watching and just coming on in. And again, we're chatting with Tanya Smith, video content strategist. Get Noticed with Video.com is the website, also the group and also the page and all that good stuff. There's a lot of fear. Is there anyone listening live, viewing live? Can you put a 1 in the comments? If you could slip your hand up and say, yeah, I got a little bit of fear around live video. What are tips that you would give to someone who's saying, I know I should do it. I know I can get noticed, but I'm scared.
So there's a lot of tips, but I'm going to share probably the top 3. So the first one would be, you have to work on yourself. And by that, what I mean is, a lot of times the biggest thing that's holding us back, it's not other people, because we do have that concern that people are going to judge us for some reason. Yeah. And really they do. There are situations where that does happen. I'll share my own personal story in a second, but we have to kind of get behind, or put behind ourselves, our own self-limitations. Mm-hmm. So what we worry about the most is what other people are going to think, instead of thinking about the fact, which we have to reframe this, and think about the fact that there's somebody out there that needs to hear your message. The only person that's going to be able to deliver your message the way you do is you.
Yes.
And so you're holding back and thinking of what people are going to think of you, instead of thinking about, how can I serve? So really, again, that's the first thing, is you have to think about, how can I serve? And how do I remove my own self-limitations so that I can get this message out to the people that need it? And it may not be 100 people at first. It may not be 1,000 people, or 100,000, or 10,000. That's the magic number that everybody looks for with video.
Uh-huh.
It may be 1 or 2 people that need you. So you have a duty, when you've been gifted and you've been given these experiences, you have a duty to get that message out. The second tip I would share, besides getting over yourself, is if you have to keep it simple and not make it complicated.
Oh, I love that. And can I just pause you for a second and just acknowledge all of the brave people, all of the ones I popped up as Tanya was talking, so you can see you are not alone, that there are a lot of people that are feeling that way. Yeah. Thank you.
Can I share? I'll share my little personal, really quick story about the fear. And sometimes it does come up. So I was doing a live video. It was sometime it was a couple years ago, because it was during the time that my husband was going through chemo. He had been diagnosed with colon cancer.
Wow.
And by the way, shout out to those people, those of us who realize that we need to get sometimes early screening. You need to understand your family history and go get early screening, because he wasn't even 45 yet.
Wow.
So during that time frame, it was a grueling year. It was very tough on our entire family. And during that time, I cut my hair all the way off. Like, my whole body, everything around me was stressed, right? Mm-hmm. And I was breaking out. I had my hair falling out. There was just a lot going on, Sharvette. And so I ended up, I shaved my hair all the way off. Like, it's short now, but it was super short. It was like boy cut short.
Wow.
But I was still, at the time, like, stepping into video. I was trying to get into video. And I will never forget that I got on my Facebook Live, and I'm talking about marketing tips. And a woman gets into the comments, and she makes a comment to the effect that if I were to look up the word unprofessional, your picture would be next to it. Like, she live in the comments live.
Wow.
So there was no way at the time, because I didn't have the tools and understanding at the time how to block people, and put those things in place. But it threw me for a loop. It threw me into this state of, wow, maybe I shouldn't be on video right now. So I started second guessing myself. And many of you are doing that even without somebody making that comment. But just imagine how that feels, right?
Mm.
Eventually, I had to get past that and to realize, wait a minute, her comment was not about me. It was about her own insecurities. It was about her. So how dare I carry her baggage for her?
Wow.
So I want you to realize you got to stop worrying so much about what other people are thinking. There are some people that are going to be haters, that are going to judge you. So there are other people who are going to affirm that what you said and what you shared for them was exactly what they needed in that moment. So you've got to push past and do that. So that and simplifying how you do video are the 2 biggest tips that I can give you.
Oh, wow. That's so good. That's so good. Yes, Chanel is saying yes from hanging out from a Facebook group. Hello, Miss Phillips. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Jackie, she's going to be coming up on the show in a couple of weeks. She's saying yes, yes, yes to that. And thank you for sharing that. And certainly, husband, all is well.
Everything's good now.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, we're blessed. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Kathleen. Release the negativity. Don't let it hold you back. Thank you again for all those that are coming on in. As we're chatted up here with Tanya Smith, video content strategist. I learned about the presentation and what you see happening is because I watched her. So I'm so excited to have her here. And she didn't know that before she came.
I did.
Thank you. Lady Cherie said, I needed to hear this. Thank you for your transparency. Absolutely. And so I also love the thought of keeping it simple. Oh, goodness, we try to make things so fancy. Can we just get the basics? And so I know you had a blog post, and I think you even did a video of like, what are like the 3 basic things to have and to focus on if you're going to get into video? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would share before I even share those 3 tools
is
that you need to start with what you have, because you need to build the confidence that you're going to commit to doing more video before you go out and spend your whole entire budget. Okay?
Yes.
So start with what you have. The 3 things, the 3 pieces of equipment or tools that I like to share for successful videos, especially if you're doing live, would be your webcam, your microphone, and your lighting. Those are the 3. But here's the thing, again, I always share to start with where you are and what you have. So literally a webcam, you could start with your smartphone. Like, you don't have to go out and buy a $300 DSLR camera.
Right.
Okay, because literally, I'm telling y'all, because I went through this and I have a graveyard. I talked about this in my recent post too, Sharvette. Yeah. I have a graveyard of video tools and equipment, so I can speak to this.
Right, just trying everything. But literally, so I want to I do want to acknowledge Bishop Hyman's comment, how dare I carry her baggage for her? Absolutely. Come on here. Yes, yes, yes. And I love that, again, like literally those watching, you don't have to have the background. Tanya's got the fanciness. You don't have to do these banners and things that you're seeing, but literally your phone, get on your phone and go. So I love that.
Yeah, your smartphone has, most of the smartphones that we have coming out nowadays have an excellent camera as well as audio. Right? So when you're ready to take it to the next level, then you can start looking at equipment and tools. I do have some on my website over at getnoticedwithvideo.com, but I always suggest when you're first starting out, first get the commitment level and build up your confidence by doing more and more on-camera video. You start small and just build up, because the more experience you put under your belt, the easier it's going to get and the better you'll get.
Yeah.
The better you'll get. I look back now at videos that I did 10 years ago and I'm like, ooh, I was a hot mess. But it's all good because it's growth, right? It's taking the first step. So that's what I really teach a lot of newbies to video. Mm-hmm. Most of the time I'm starting with, hey, stop. Don't go out and spend all your money on a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Start with what you have.
And really getting noticed with video, it is one of the biggest things. Like, is it at the top of your list? I know when I talk to clients, it's like, if you don't do anything else, get on video. How do you feel? Yeah.
I definitely feel that way. And it's the reason why I kind of migrated my content marketing strategist world. Everything that I was doing before was focused on social media marketing and what I call snack size content. Mm-hmm. I moved into the video space because I recognized that there was a need for people like you and I, normal service providers who don't have huge teams, and maybe we don't have, our focus is on serving. Our focus is on coaching, training, consulting, maybe even an author or speaker. So my goal was to teach people that you don't have to become a videographer. You don't have to go out and learn how to edit and do all the fancy schmancy stuff with video. Your purpose and my purpose in talking to you and working with you is to help you feel more comfortable using video as one of the tools in your toolbox.
Wonderful. One of the tools. Listen, we're going to keep it right there. That's a cliffhanger. We're going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to put you back in the virtual green room, Tanya. We're going to bring you back. Those that are just popping in and just tuning in, hey, you're checking out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, an online strategist, really focused on your visibility and your marketing. And those that follow me and those that I work with one-on-one and in my group coaching and all of that, I'm always talking about video. So I'm so excited that Tanya is here, a specialist in this area to share. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. She isn't gone. She's just hanging out in the virtual studio. Listen, let me capture a comment. Apostle Hyman, who is doing video. Yes. You can catch her amazing video. She says, I'm a witness. Thanks for the push. You're absolutely welcome. Pat, owner of True Serenity Teas. She said, I'm trying to do this and notice more people emailing me. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. There you go. Testimonial right there. All right. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Don't you move.
Wonderful. Well, it is absolutely a pleasure to stand before you today and to share about taking the lead. Even if we're not even sure how we're going to get there, I've got a vision of me actually touching the ceiling. I've got a vision of me actually reaching the goal.
We are just day one.
Like every turn that I made, God was just basically opening up doors, and I didn't even want to do this.
So after that year, it was just that push that really caused me to pivot my brand. And so I decided to just put everything that I knew, everything that I had, my personality.
God has called you as a woman to do whatever your calling is. You can do it.
I think if you price by value and you price by results, you'll get that kind of response.
If you miss this, you are going to be sorry.
Oh my God, she does this. Okay? That's becoming a local celebrity. You do that by showing up as often as you can with your thing, with your life.
All right. Again, this segment is brought to you by the 5th Annual Pop-Up Conference, my signature conference, live here in Richmond, Virginia, social distancing and all that good stuff. I want to see you. Jump over to heygirlhey.biz. Yep. And I have some of my speakers and my MCs that are watching. If you know you're a speaker and a panelist, put hashtag speaker panelist in the comments so we can shout you out. So let's jump back in, bringing my guests back up to the mic. Tanya Smith talking about getting noticed with video. So we talked about some must-have, some, basics like just get started. And so after we get started, so those that are already in that place of I've started, now what's the next? Take me up a notch. What are a couple things that you might say to go up a notch?
I would say the next thing to take you into a more advanced level when it comes to video is consistency. Because there are a lot of folks that do have no issue whatsoever with doing video. They've got their setup down. They know exactly how they want it to look, and all of those other things are in place, but they're not consistent enough. So really creating a strategy and making sure that you're incorporating video into your regular content, not just doing a video here and there or doing one today and then waiting for a month and then doing another one. My goal is to help people to become consistent players in the video space. So how you incorporate that into your whole entire content plan is important, and making sure that you have, for instance, whether it's a show, like what you're doing, Sharvette, I love it. I love all the clips. It's amazing. It's good stuff. You have to have that quality, but you also have to have the consistency.
And a lot of times people will get really excited and they'll do one and they'll do two and then they'll drop off. And the audience is actually looking for you. Like they want you. They want to experience you. What's the difference in someone saying, okay, I just want to record a video and maybe my face is not in it. Maybe I'll just have some pictures. What's the power in on camera, you being on camera to promote business, product, service, ministry, all of that?
I'm so glad you asked that. And that's one of the reasons why you mentioned this earlier, I think, but I often put on camera video.
Yeah.
Right? So my course is on camera confidence. I talk about on camera and live video. The key to that, and the most important thing, is that you're making a connection with people. Right now, people are craving connection. They're craving relationship. They want engagement with a real human being, not just someone who's trying to sell them on something. They want to know that you're real. And so one of the things that I love about live video is you're so authentic. Like you probably have the UPS guy or the Amazon person ringing your doorbell. Your dog's barking in the background. Right now with COVID and everything else that's going on, your kids running through every now and then. So these are things that make you human. And the more human you can be as a business owner, the more likely people are going to trust you, and the more likely they're going to invest their money and their time with you.
Ooh, some of the things you just said, Tanya, are reasons why people don't do video.
Yes.
And I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to call anyone out that I personally know have said. So I don't want my kids running it down. I don't want my husband hollering. I don't want the dog jumping in the video. I don't want, and we have this fear of being perfect. And it sounds like your guidance is actually the imperfection is going to sell better and more.
Yeah, I mean, it's what makes you a real person. Now, you don't want to create such a distraction that people aren't even hearing what you're saying because they're seeing all your bedclothes, in the background, or, somebody ran through naked or whatever. You don't want that.
Right.
But I'm saying you want to show yourself to be a genuine person who is there to serve. That's why I really love working with service providers, because they are nurturers, they are compassionate.
Yes.
So you want all that to come through. And I just really think video is an excellent way for that to come through so that you can make the real connections and open up conversation spaces with the people that you want to work with.
Yes. Tony M. Winston, girl, the dog, the kids, the husband hollering. That is me.
Right. All of that.
All of that. And Apostle Hyman, imperfection is realistic. And I actually saw a statistic somewhere, Tanya, that said the studies show people have a high expectation of what your video looks like on YouTube because there's much more pre-recorded, pre-produced and all of that. But live streaming, the average person does not have a high expectation of all of this. They're wild when they see it, but they're just enthralled that you're live.
Right. Right. And what I found is that, because I know some people that do lives, and so this is going to be something you'll have to experiment with if you're new and you're thinking about doing live. But there are some that will tell you, don't engage, just get your message out and then get off. For me, because live streaming is about making a connection, I'm always, just like you're doing right now, Sharvette, I love to acknowledge the people that are watching. I love for them to ask questions and to answer them in real time. If I don't know something, I can just say, I don't know. Let me see if I can find out, right?
Yes.
This builds community. The conversation spaces, that's what people want. And that's going to open up doors, not only for them, but for you too.
All right. So if someone wants to work with you on their video strategy, how can they connect with you?
GetNoticedWithVideo.com. That's my main website. So it has information about our programs, our courses, and how to contact me if you want to just do a 20-minute or so discovery call to learn about solutions that we have for the business needs that you may have.
Yeah.
I actually do on a monthly basis right now something called Let's Go Live. It's a 5-day challenge that is awesome for people who are brand new and trying to put their toe in the water.
Yeah.
It walks them through a 5-step simple process for doing a live stream. So that's my favorite program to do, and we're going to actually have one coming up that starts on the 21st in another week. So
okay, and they can go to getnoticedwithvideo.com for that, which is right on the screen. Screenshot it, all that good stuff. Thanks for those hanging out on YouTube. Imperfection sells better, soulfully. Thank you for being here. Thank you. They host a video stream as well. All right, and so the goal of my show, listen, our time flew by. Oh my goodness. The goal of my, hey Teresa, thanks for joining. Hey Dio, thanks for joining it over in my Facebook group, Coaching with Vet. The goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate you.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Oh my God. I thought you were looking for comments. My bad. What motivates me? Okay, so what motivates me the most, there's two things. One is my family and faith. Okay, so that's number one.
Yeah.
The second thing would be that I love to see light bulb moments, right, for my clients. So I love when they're like, oh my God, what she said was true. Like when you said StreamYard.
Yes.
I used StreamYard because she said it. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like literally.
A little bit. I was trying to keep calm for the video, but I get excited about those light bulb moments where people are just like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I needed so that they can move forward and progress and have positive results. I want that. I crave it. It motivates me. It keeps me going.
Keeps you going. Well said. And thank you so much. Ms. Phillips said, both your websites are nice, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. And I know we've tagged you on Twitter. We've tagged you on Instagram, tagged both Facebook. Is it all Get Noticed with Video all across the web?
It's either Get Noticed with Video. Now on Twitter, we had to remove the with because it's too long. So Get Noticed Video on Twitter, or it's Tanya Smith. So YouTube is Tanya Smith, and then everything else pretty much. If you type in getnoticedwithvideo.com, you'll find all my stuff.
Yes. You're going to come up. It's going to show. Well, Tanya, thank you so much for spending time with us. And again, thank you for, by way of your video content, introducing me to StreamYard. And then I've been able to, introduce and tell other people. So definitely, if video is on your mind, connect with Tanya, reach out, get a strategy, connect in your Facebook group, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Awesome. Listen, I know people that need this content. I know entrepreneurs, leaders, those that run organizations that need to get into video. Or you might need to hear this again just to, boost up yourself. So share this out. In all of the platforms that you're hanging out with. Again, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, the host of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. Now, I'm doing that largely focused on your visibility and your marketing, and video, as you heard Tanya say, it's such a huge part of that. And so thank you so much for those that popped in. Great show. Thanks, Mom. And Gwen said, thank you. Yes. Who hosts? I was just on her show yesterday. Gosh, today is yesterday. I was just on her show. So go check out her page. Had the honor of being on her video show. And that's a wrap. We're going to bring you much more and continue to bring you dynamic guests as we carry on. And I want to see you at the 5th annual pop-up conference for female entrepreneurs happening in the capital city of Richmond, Virginia. All right. Thank you so much. It's a wrap. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m. interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.